Welcome to the ultimate guide on Google Cloud Platform interview preparation. In this video, we'll cover 200 expert-level questions and answers, from fundamentals in compute to AI, ML, data analytics, security, DevOps, serverless, real-world case studies, and the future of GCP. Whether you're preparing for roles like cloud engineer, solutions architect, or data engineer, this is your complete GCP interview masterclass. What is Google Cloud Platform, GCP? GCP is Google's cloud computing platform that offers services across compute, storage, networking, AI/ML, and data analytics. It enables businesses to build, deploy, and scale applications on Google's global infrastructure. What are the main cloud service models supported by GCP? GCP supports IaaS, Compute Engine, Cloud Storage; PaaS, App Engine, Cloud Run; BigQuery, SaaS, Google Workspace. This flexibility lets organizations choose the right abstraction level. What is a GCP project? A project is the fundamental unit for organizing resources in GCP. It contains APIs, billing, IAM policies, and resources. Every workload in GCP runs inside a project. What is the difference between projects, folders, and organizations in GCP? Organization, top-level entity for an enterprise. Folders, logical grouping of projects. Projects, where resources and services live. This hierarchy supports governance at scale. How is GCP's global infrastructure structured? It's built on regions, zones, and edge locations. Regions, geographic areas. For example, U.S. Central One. Zones, isolated data centers within a region. Edge, global presence for CDN and edge services. What is the difference between a region and a zone in GCP? Region, specific geographic location. Zone, single data center within a region. Deploying across multiple zones in a region ensures high availability. What is Google Cloud Console? It's the web-based UI for managing GCP resources, projects, billing, APIs, IAM, and deployments. It complements the CLI Cloud and REST APIs. What is the G-Cloud CLI? The G-Cloud CLI is GCP's command line tool. It allows developers and admins to manage resources, automate deployments, and interact with APIs directly from the terminal. What is Google Cloud Marketplace? It's a platform where you can find and deploy pre-configured solutions, from virtual machines and Kubernetes apps to SaaS offerings, directly into your GCP projects. What is GCP's billing model? GCP follows pay-as-you-go pricing. You're billed for actual resource usage by the second, with options for sustained use discounts, committed use contracts, and free tier services. What is the difference between on-demand and committed use pricing? On-demand, pay-as-you-go, flexible but higher cost. Committed use, commit for 1 to 3 years for up to 70% savings. Choice depends on workload predictability. What is elasticity in GCP? Elasticity means resources can scale up or down automatically based on demand. Examples include autoscaling in Compute Engine or scaling nodes in GKE. What is scalability in GCP? Scalability refers to the ability to handle growth. Vertical scaling, larger VM types. Horizontal scaling, adding more instances or containers. GCP supports both approaches. What is the shared responsibility model in GCP? Google secures the underlying cloud infrastructure. Customers secure their workloads, apps, and access. It ensures clarity in roles for cloud security. What are some core GCP services? Compute Engine, App Engine, GKE, Cloud Run; storage, Cloud Storage; persistent disks, Filestore; databases, BigQuery, Spanner, Firestore, Cloud SQL; networking, VPC, load balancing, CDN, Interconnect; AI/ML, Vertex AI, AutoML, TensorFlow. What is GCP free tier? It offers always free services like Cloud Functions, Cloud Storage, BigQuery with monthly quotas, plus $300 credits for new customers to try paid services. What is GCP's identity model based on? It's based on Identity and Access Management, IAM, which uses roles, policies, and service accounts to control resource access. What is the difference between basic and predefined IAM roles? Basic roles: owner, editor, viewer, broad permissions. Predefined roles: fine-grained, tailored to specific services. Predefined roles are recommended for least privilege. What is GCP's approach to sustainability? GCP runs on 100% renewable energy, has carbon-neutral operations, and offers tools like the Carbon Footprint Dashboard to help customers track emissions. Why do companies migrate to GCP? Key reasons include Google's data or AI leadership, like BigQuery, Vertex AI, global low-latency network, open-source alignment, like Kubernetes, TensorFlow, cost efficiency, and sustainability goals. What is Google Compute Engine, GCE? Compute Engine is GCP's IaaS offering that provides scalable virtual machines, VMS. It supports custom machine types, preemptible VMS, GPUs, and integrates with autoscaling and load balancing. What are machine types in Compute Engine? Machine types define CPU, memory, and storage. Options include general purpose, E2, N2, N2D, compute optimized C2, memory optimized M2, M1, accelerator optimized A2 with GPUs, TPUs. What are preemptible VMS in GCP? They're low-cost, short-lived instances that can be terminated by Google at any time, maximum 24 hours. Ideal for fault-tolerant and batch workloads. What is the difference between sustained use and committed use discounts in GCE? Sustained use: automatic discounts for VMS running most of the month. Committed use: 1 to 3 year commitment for predictable workloads with bigger savings. What is Google App Engine? App Engine is a fully managed PaaS for building and deploying apps. It handles scaling, load balancing, and infrastructure. Supports multiple runtimes like Python, Node.js, Java, Go. What's the difference between App Engine Standard and flexible environments? Standard: predefined runtime, scales to 0, cheaper. Flexible: custom runtimes via Docker, more control, no scale to 0. What is Google Kubernetes Engine, GKE? GKE is GCP's managed Kubernetes service. It automates cluster provisioning, upgrades, scaling, and integrates with monitoring and IAM. What are the advantages of GKE over self-managed Kubernetes? GKE provides automated upgrades, auto-scaling, built-in monitoring, cloud ops, IAM integration, and cost optimization, reducing operational overhead significantly. What is Cloud Run? Cloud Run is a fully managed serverless compute service for running containers. It scales automatically, charges per request, and works with any language or runtime. What's the difference between Cloud Run and App Engine? Cloud Run: serverless, container-based, portable across clouds. App Engine: opinionated PaaS, tied to Google's runtimes. Cloud Run offers more flexibility, App Engine more simplicity. What is Google Cloud Functions? Cloud Functions is an event-driven, serverless compute service. It runs lightweight code snippets in response to triggers, HTTP, pub, or sub, cloud storage. What is the difference between Cloud Functions and Cloud Run? Functions: event-driven, best for small, single-purpose tasks. Run containerized apps or services with HTTP endpoints. Cloud Run handles broader use cases. What is Sole Tenant Node in Compute Engine? A dedicated physical server for a single customer, useful for compliance, licensing, and isolation from noisy neighbors. What is Google TPU, Tensor Processing Unit? TPUs are Google's custom AI accelerators for ML training and inference. They're available via Compute Engine, Vertex AI, and Google Colab for deep learning tasks. How do GPUs compare to TPUs in GCP? GPUs, general purpose accelerators for ML, graphics, HPC. TPUs, specialized for TensorFlow and deep learning, offering higher efficiency for AI workloads. What is Instance Group in GCP? Instance groups manage collections of VMS. Manage groups: identical virtual machines with auto-scaling and load balancing. Unmanaged groups, heterogeneous VMS, no auto-scaling. What is auto-scaling in Compute Engine? Auto-scaling adjusts the number of VM instances in a managed instance group based on metrics like CPU usage, load balancing, or custom metrics. What is live migration in GCP? GCP automatically moves running VMS to other hosts during maintenance or hardware failures without downtime. This is a key differentiator compared to some clouds. What is Cloud Scheduler? Cloud Scheduler is a fully managed cron job service. It can trigger HTTP endpoints, pub/sub messages, or cloud functions on a schedule. How do you choose the right compute option in GCP? Compute Engine, traditional apps, VMS, App Engine, web apps with minimal infrastructure management, GKE, containerized, microservices, workloads, Cloud Run, serverless containers, cloud functions, event-driven lightweight code. Choice depends on workload complexity and control needed. What is Google Cloud Storage GCS? Cloud Storage is GCP's object storage service for unstructured data such as images, backups, and logs. It's durable, scalable, and offers multiple storage classes for cost optimization. What are the cloud storage classes? Standard, frequent access, low latency. Nearline, infrequent access, greater than or equal to 30 days. Cold line, long-term accessed once a quarter. Archive, lowest cost, accessed once a year. What is the difference between cloud storage and Filestore? Cloud storage, object storage, ideal for scalable unstructured data. Filestore, managed file storage with NFS, designed for applications needing shared file systems. What are persistent disks in GCP? Block storage volumes for Compute Engine, VMS. Types include standard HDD, balanced SSD, and extreme SSD. They can be resized, snapshotted, and attached to multiple VMS. What is local SSD in GCP? Local SSDs are physically attached to the VM host machine. They provide extremely high IOPS, but are ephemeral, meaning data is lost when the VM is stopped or terminated. What is Google Cloud Filestore? Filestore provides fully managed, high-performance file storage using NFS. It's ideal for workloads like CMS, rendering, and legacy apps that need a file system. What is BigQuery? BigQuery is a fully managed, serverless data warehouse. It supports SQL queries, scales automatically, and is optimized for fast analytics on massive datasets. What is the difference between BigQuery and Cloud SQL? BigQuery, OLAP, large-scale analytics and reporting. Cloud SQL, OLTP, relational databases, MySQL, PostgreSQL, SQL Server. BigQuery is analytical, Cloud SQL is transactional. What is Cloud SQL? Cloud SQL is a managed relational database service for MySQL, PostgreSQL, and SQL Server. Google handles backups, patching, scaling, and high availability. What is Cloud Spanner? Spanner is a globally distributed relational database that combines SQL with horizontal scalability. It provides strong consistency and high availability across regions. What is the difference between Cloud SQL and Spanner? Cloud SQL, best for traditional relational workloads, single region. Spanner, designed for global, mission-critical apps with horizontal scalability. What is Cloud Firestore? Firestore is a NoSQL document database for mobile, web, and server apps. It supports real-time sync and offline mode, making it ideal for apps like chat or collaboration tools. What is the difference between Firestore and real-time database? Firestore, newer, structured, scalable, with advanced querying. Real-time database, simpler, JSON tree, low latency, but less scalable. What is Bigtable? Bigtable is a wide column, NoSQL database for massive scale and low latency workloads. It's used for IoT, time series data, and personalization engines. How is Bigtable different from Firestore? Bigtable, wide column, high throughput, petabyte scale. Firestore, document-oriented, real-time sync, app-focused. Bigtable is for large analytics. Firestore for application state/data. What is Memory Store? Memory Store is a fully managed in-memory database service supporting Redis and Memcached. It's used for caching, session management, and low-latency workloads. What is AlloyDB? AlloyDB is Google's fully managed PostgreSQL-compatible database with enhanced performance, analytics, and scalability for enterprise workloads. What is Dataproc Metastore? Dataproc Metastore is a managed Hive metastore for big data ecosystems. It centralizes metadata for data lakes and integrates with Dataproc, Spark, and BigQuery. What is Cloud SQL High Availability HA? Cloud SQL HA uses synchronous replication across zones with automatic failover. This ensures minimal downtime if the primary instance fails. How do you choose the right database in GCP? Cloud SQL, traditional relational OLTP. Spanner, global scale relational workloads. BigQuery, analytics/OLAP. Bigtable, large-scale time series or IoT. Firestore, app state and real-time data. Choice depends on workload type. What is a virtual private cloud VPC in GCP? A VPC is a global, private, isolated network in GCP. It provides subnets, IP ranges, routing, and firewalls for resources. Unlike AWS or Azure, GCP VPCs are global, not region-bound. What are subnets in GCP VPCs? Subnets divide a VPC into regional IP ranges. Resources in different subnets within the same VPC can communicate privately, and subnet size can be expanded without downtime. What are firewall rules in GCP? Firewall rules control inbound and outbound traffic at the VPC level. They can be applied globally across the VPC and use allow/deny policies based on IPS, ports, and protocols. What is the difference between firewall rules and Cloud Armor? Firewall rules, basic IP/port filtering at the VPC level. Cloud Armor, advanced DDoS protection and WAF at the application level. What is Google Cloud Load Balancing? It's a fully managed global load balancer that distributes traffic across instances, regions, and even continents. It supports HTTPS, TCP or UDP, and SSL proxy load balancing. What is the difference between internal and external load balancing? Internal distributes traffic inside a VPC, private. External distributes traffic from the internet to backend services. What is Cloud CDN? Cloud CDN caches content at Google's edge points of presence, reducing latency and offloading backend traffic. It integrates with global load balancing. What is the difference between Cloud CDN and Cloud Storage signed URLs? Cloud CDN accelerates delivery by caching at edge nodes. Signed URLs provide secure, time-limited access to specific objects. They can work together for secure, fast delivery. What is VPC peering in GCP? VPC peering connects two VPCs, enabling private communication without using public IPs or VPN. It's useful for multi-project or multi-team setups. What is shared VPC? Shared VPC allows multiple projects to share a common VPC network. It centralizes network management while letting projects use resources independently. What is the difference between VPC peering and shared VPC? Peering connects two independent VPCs. Shared VPC, one host project provides a central VPC for service projects. What is Cloud Interconnect? Cloud Interconnect provides dedicated high-bandwidth connections between on-prem data centers and GCP. Options include dedicated interconnect and partner interconnect. What is Cloud VPN? Cloud VPN creates an IPsec-based secure tunnel between on-prem and GCP VPCs. It's easier to set up but lower bandwidth compared to interconnect. What is the difference between Cloud VPN and interconnect? VPN, secure, lower cost, lower bandwidth, good for smaller needs. Interconnect, high bandwidth, low latency, enterprise-grade connectivity. What is private Google access? It allows VMS in private subnets without external IPs to access Google APIs and services securely without routing through the internet. What is Cloud NAT? Cloud NAT, Network Address Translation, allows private instances without external IPs to access the internet securely while remaining unreachable from the internet. What is Google Cloud Armor? Cloud Armor is a DDoS protection in Web Application Firewall, WAF. It protects applications against volumetric attacks, OWASP top 10 threats, and supports custom security policies. What is Identity-Aware Proxy, IAP? IAP controls access to apps and VMS by verifying user identity and context. Instead of exposing services directly, IAP acts as a gatekeeper with IAM-based policies. What is Traffic Director? Traffic Director is GCP's Managed Service Mesh Control Plane. It provides global load balancing, traffic policies, service discovery, and supports envoy-based data planes. How does GCP ensure global low-latency networking? Through Google's private fiber backbone, 180-plus edge locations, global load balancing, cloud CDN, and services like Cloud Interconnect and NAT that minimize internet hops. What is IAM in GCP? Identity and Access Management. IAM defines who can do what on which resources. It uses roles, policies, and service accounts to enforce least privilege. What are the types of IAM roles in GCP? Basic roles: owner, editor, viewer, broad. Predefined roles: fine-grained, service-specific. Custom roles: user-defined for specific needs. What are service accounts in GCP? Service accounts are special identities used by apps, VMS, or services to authenticate and interact with GCP resources securely without user credentials. What is the difference between user accounts and service accounts? User accounts tied to human users. Service accounts, non-human identities used by workloads. What is the difference between user accounts and service accounts? User accounts tied to human users. What is cloud identity? Cloud identity is an identity as a service for managing users, groups, and devices. It provides SSO, MFA, and integrates with IAM and Google Workspace. What is the difference between cloud identity and IAM? IAM, resource-level permissions within GCP. Cloud identity, identity management for users and devices across Google services. What is GCP's shared responsibility model? Google secures the underlying cloud infrastructure. Customers secure workloads, applications, and data. What is Cloud KMS? Cloud Key Management Service manages encryption keys. It supports symmetric, asymmetric, and customer-managed keys, integrated with GCP services for encryption. What is CMEK in GCP? Customer-managed encryption keys, CMEK, allow customers to control encryption keys stored in Cloud KMS, providing greater security and compliance control. What is BYOK in GCP? Bring your own key, BYOK. Lets customers import their own cryptographic keys into Cloud KMS or external key managers, ensuring regulatory compliance. What is Cloud HSM? Cloud Hardware Security Module provides FIPS 140-2, Level 3 certified hardware devices to manage encryption keys in highly secure environments. What is binary authorization? Binary authorization ensures only signed and trusted container images are deployed in GKE, preventing unauthorized or unverified code from running. What is VPC service controls? VPC service controls create security perimeters around GCP services, reducing data exfiltration risks by enforcing strict boundaries for APIs and services. What is access transparency in GCP? Access transparency provides near real-time logs whenever Google support engineers access your resources, helping meet compliance and audit requirements. What is access approval? Access approval requires explicit customer consent before Google support engineers can access customer content, adding another layer of security. What is Security Command Center, SCC? SCC is GCP's centralized security and risk management platform. It provides asset visibility, vulnerability detection, threat intelligence, and compliance monitoring. What is Forseti Security? Forseti is an open-source security toolkit for GCP. It audits IAM policies, detects misconfigurations, and enforces governance controls. What is the difference between SCC and Forseti? SCC, Managed Enterprise Grade integrated into GCP. Forseti, open source, customizable, community-driven. What is cloud audit logging? Audit logs record all activity on GCP resources, split into admin, data access, system event, and policy denied logs. They help track compliance and troubleshooting. How does GCP support compliance? GCP meets global standards like ISO, SOC, HIPAA, PCIDSS, and GDPR. Features like CMEK, VPC service controls, SCC, and audit logs help organizations meet regulatory requirements. What is Cloud Build? Cloud Build is GCP's CI/CD service for building, testing, and deploying apps. It integrates with GitHub, GitLab, and cloud source repositories and supports container builds and multi-cloud deployment. What is the difference between Cloud Build and Jenkins? Cloud Build, serverless, native to GCP, scales automatically. Jenkins, self-hosted, requires setup and maintenance. Cloud Build is simpler for GCP native workflows. Jenkins offers broader customization. What is Cloud Deploy? Cloud Deploy is a managed continuous delivery service that automates progressive delivery to GKE and Anthos. It supports Canary and Blue or Green deployments. What is Cloud Source Repositories? It's a private Git repository service hosted on GCP. It integrates with Cloud Build, IAM, and Stackdriver for secure cloud-native code management. What is Cloud Scheduler? Cloud Scheduler is a managed cron job service that triggers HTTP or HTTPS endpoints, pub or subtopics, or cloud functions at scheduled times. What is Cloud Tasks? Cloud Tasks is a fully managed service for asynchronous task execution. It lets you queue, distribute, and manage background jobs reliably. What is Infrastructure as Code, YAC and GCP? IAC and GCP is supported via Deployment Manager, Google's native IAC tool, and third-party tools like Terraform. It ensures consistent, repeatable deployments. What is Google Cloud Deployment Manager? It's an IAC tool for defining and deploying resources using YAML templates. It works well for GCP-only workloads, but is less flexible compared to Terraform. What is the difference between Deployment Manager and Terraform? Deployment Manager, native GCP only. Terraform, multi-cloud, community-driven, widely adopted. Most enterprises prefer Terraform for flexibility. What is Cloud Operations, formerly Stackdriver? Cloud Operations is GCP's observability suite, including logging, monitoring, trace, profiler, and error reporting. It provides end-to-end visibility across workloads. What is Cloud Logging? Cloud Logging collects and stores logs from apps, services, and infrastructure. Logs can be queried, exported to BigQuery, or analyzed with SIEM tools. What is Cloud Monitoring? Cloud Monitoring tracks metrics, uptime, and performance for GCP resources and apps. It provides dashboards, alerts, and SLO or SLI monitoring. What is Cloud Trace? Cloud Trace provides distributed tracing for applications. It measures latency across services to help developers pinpoint bottlenecks in microservices architectures. What is Cloud Profiler? Profiler continuously analyzes CPU and memory usage in production applications, helping optimize performance and reduce costs. What is error reporting in GCP? It automatically aggregates and alerts on application errors in real time, providing stack traces and frequency data for debugging. What is SLO, SLI, and SLA in GCP? SLO, objective. Target reliability, example is 99.9%. SLI, indicator. Metric measuring performance, example is latency less than 100 milliseconds. SLA, agreement. Official uptime guarantees with penalties. What is Cloud Asset Inventory? It provides a real-time and historical view of all GCP resources and IAM policies, enabling governance, auditing, and compliance tracking. What is Forseti Security versus Config Validator? Forseti, open source toolkit for auditing IAM and policies. Config Validator, policy as code enforcement integrated with Cloud Asset Inventory and Deployment Manager. What is Anthos Config Management? It enforces policies and config consistency across GKE clusters, like on-prem, GCP, or multi-cloud, using GitOps-style configuration management. How do you ensure cost optimization in GCP? Use committed use discounts, preemptible VMS, auto-scaling, and sustained use discounts. Monitor with billing reports, budgets, and recommender to optimize spend. What is BigQuery? BigQuery is GCP's fully managed serverless data warehouse. It supports ANSI SQL queries, scales automatically, and allows fast analytics on petabyte-scale data with near real-time performance. What are the storage and compute separation benefits in BigQuery? Storage and compute are independent. This means you can scale storage without affecting compute and only pay for queries and data scan, ensuring cost efficiency. What is BigQuery ML? BigQuery ML lets you build and train machine learning models directly in SQL without moving data. It supports linear regression, logistic regression, k-means, and integrates with TensorFlow. What is Google Dataflow? Dataflow is a fully managed stream and batch data processing service. It uses Apache Beam and is ideal for ETL pipelines, real-time analytics, and ML preprocessing. What is the difference between Dataflow and Dataproc? Dataflow, serverless, managed stream and batch processing, Beam. Dataproc, managed Hadoop/Spark clusters, good for existing big data workloads. What is Dataproc? Dataproc is a managed Hadoop and Spark service. It simplifies cluster creation, scaling, and integration with GCP services like BigQuery and cloud storage. What is Google Pub Sub? Pub or Sub is a global real-time messaging service for event-driven systems. It supports publish-subscribe patterns with low latency and high throughput. What is the difference between Pub or Sub and Kafka? Pub or Sub, serverless, global, auto-scaled, fully managed by Google. Kafka, open source, requires cluster management, more control but more overhead. What is Vertex AI? Vertex AI is GCP's unified ML platform for building, training, and deploying models. It integrates AUMLO, custom model training, pipelines, MLOps, and model monitoring. What is the difference between AutoML and custom models in Vertex AI? AutoML, train models without coding, great for non-experts. Custom models, allow data scientists to use TensorFlow, PyTorch, or scikit-learn for more control. What is Looker, formerly Data Studio? Looker is a BI and visualization platform. It connects to BigQuery and other databases, allowing dashboards, reporting, and embedded analytics. What is the difference between Looker and Power BI or Tableau? Looker, tightly integrated with GCP SQL-based modeling layer. Power BI or Tableau, broader ecosystem integration, but less native GCP optimization. What is Google Cloud Data Lab? Data Lab is a Jupyter-based notebook environment for data exploration, analysis, and ML, integrated with BigQuery and ML libraries. What is AI Hub in GCP? AI Hub, part of Vertex AI, is a repository for sharing ML models, pipelines, and solutions across teams for collaboration and reuse. What is TensorFlow Enterprise on GCP? TensorFlow Enterprise provides optimized TensorFlow runtimes on GCP with long-term support, enterprise-grade SLAS, and deep integration with Vertex AI. What is the role of GPUs and TPUs in AI workloads on GCP? GPUs, flexible accelerators for training and inference. TPUs, specialized for TensorFlow, deep learning with superior performance and efficiency. What is AI Platform Pipelines? Vertex Pipelines? It's a managed service for building and orchestrating ML pipelines using Kubeflow. It ensures reproducibility, automation, and CI or CD for ML workflows. What is Explainable AI in GCP? Explainable AI provides tools to interpret ML models, including feature importance and attribution scores. It helps build trust and ensures compliance in AI systems. What is Google Cloud Translation API? It's part of cognitive AI services, providing real-time translation for 100+ languages. It supports AUML for domain-specific translations. How do GCP's data and AI services integrate? Data flows from ingestion, pub, sub, data flow, to storage, BigQuery, cloud storage, to analytics, Looker, BigQuery ML, to ML, Vertex AI, TensorFlow. This creates a unified AI plus analytics ecosystem. What is serverless computing in GCP? Serverless in GCP means developers run code or containers without managing infrastructure. Services like Cloud Functions, Cloud Run, and Firestore handle scaling, patching, and provisioning automatically. What is Google Cloud Functions? Cloud Functions is an event-driven, serverless compute service. It executes lightweight code in response to events from cloud storage, pub or sub, or HTTP requests, charging only for execution time. What is the maximum execution time for Cloud Functions? In the second generation, the max execution time is 60 minutes. Earlier, it was 9 minutes in Gen 1. This makes it suitable for longer-running tasks. What is Cloud Run? Cloud Run is a fully managed service for running stateless containers serverlessly. It scales automatically to 0 when idle and charges per request, supporting any language or runtime. What is the difference between Cloud Run and Cloud Functions? Cloud Functions, best for small, event-driven tasks. Cloud Run, container-based apps and services with more flexibility in runtime and dependencies. What is Cloud Run for Anthos? It lets you run Cloud Run workloads on Anthos clusters, giving you the same serverless developer experience with more control in hybrid or multi-cloud setups. What is App Engine in GCP? App Engine is a PaaS for building scalable web apps and APIs. It offers automatic scaling, managed runtimes, and supports multiple languages like Python, Java, Go, Node.js. What is the difference between App Engine and Cloud Run? App Engine, opinionated PaaS with integrated services, better for monolithic apps. Cloud Run, flexible, container-based, portable across clouds. What are App Engine standard versus flexible environments? Standard, sandboxed runtimes, scales to 0, lower cost. Flexible, custom Docker runtimes, VM-based, supports background processes. What is Eventarc? Eventarc routes events from GCP services to Cloud Run, Functions, or GKE. It enables event-driven architectures by integrating with over 100+ event sources. What is API Gateway in GCP? API Gateway manages and secures APIs. It provides authentication, quotas, monitoring, and integrates seamlessly with Cloud Functions and Cloud Run. What's the difference between API Gateway and Apigee? API Gateway, lightweight, serverless for internal or external APIs. Apigee, enterprise API management platform with advanced features like monetization, analytics, and hybrid support. What is Cloud Endpoints? Cloud Endpoints is an API management solution using OpenAPI or gRPC specs. It provides monitoring, authentication, and quota management with minimal overhead. What is Google Cloud Service Mesh? Anthos Service Mesh. It's GCP's managed Istio-based service mesh for securing, monitoring, and controlling microservices communication across hybrid and multi-cloud environments. What is the difference between Service Mesh and API Gateway? Service Mesh manages service-to-service communication within microservices. API Gateway manages external client-to-service communication. What is Firebase in GCP? Firebase is a backend-as-a-service platform integrated with GCP. It offers Firestore, authentication, cloud functions, hosting, and real-time sync for mobile or web apps. How do Firebase and GCP integrate? Firebase services like Firestore, hosting, and cloud functions run on GCP infrastructure. Advanced apps often use BigQuery, Pub or Sub, or Vertex AI alongside Firebase. What is Cloud Tasks? Cloud Tasks manages asynchronous task execution. It allows background jobs and distributed workloads to be queued and executed reliably. What is Cloud Scheduler? It's a managed cron service that triggers jobs via HTTP, Pub or Sub, or Cloud Functions. Often used for scheduled tasks in serverless architectures. What is the main benefit of serverless architectures in GCP? The biggest benefit is focusing purely on code and business logic, while Google manages scaling, availability, and infrastructure. It reduces operations overhead, accelerates development, and ensures cost efficiency. How would you design a multi-region high-availability system in GCP? Use global load balancing, deploy across multiple regions or zones, replicate databases with Cloud Spanner or Bigtable, and store objects in multi-region cloud storage. How would you implement disaster recovery in GCP? Leverage cloud storage with GRS, Cloud SQL with cross-region replicas, and backup and DR service. Automate failover using Traffic Director or DNS failover. How do you migrate on-prem workloads to GCP? Use Migrate for Compute Engine for VMS, Database Migration Service DMS for databases, and Transfer Service for bulk data. Assess with Migrate for Anthos for containerization. How do you secure a hybrid cloud setup with GCP? Implement Cloud VPN or Interconnect for connectivity, Cloud Identity plus IAM for unified access, VPC service controls for perimeter security, and monitor with Security Command Center. How would you optimize cloud costs in GCP? Use committed use discounts, preemptible VMS auto-scaling, and monitor with billing reports, budgets, and recommender. Optimize data tiering using coldline or archive storage. How do you build a CI/CD pipeline in GCP? Use Cloud Build for CI, Cloud Deploy for CD, integrate with GKE or Cloud Run, and secure artifacts with Artifact Registry. Add automated tests and policy checks. How would you design a scalable e-commerce platform in GCP? Front-end on Cloud Run App Engine, back-end on GKE, product data in Cloud SQL Firestore, user sessions cached with Memory Store, media on Cloud Storage plus CDN, payments via API Gateway plus IAM. How would you build an IoT solution on GCP? Use IoT Core like Legacy to Pub or Sub for ingestion, Dataflow for stream processing, Bigtable or BigQuery for storage, and Looker for visualization. Add ML with Vertex AI. How do you ensure compliance in financial services workloads on GCP? Implement CMEK or BYOK via Cloud KMS, enforce VPC service controls, monitor via audit logs plus SCC, and align with standards like PCI DSS and GDPR. How would you build a data lake on GCP? Store raw data in cloud storage, multi-tier, manage metadata with Dataproc Metastore, transform with Dataflow or Dataproc, and analyze with BigQuery or Looker. Govern with Purview like Data Catalog. How do you implement real-time analytics in GCP? Ingest via Pub or Sub, process with Dataflow, store in BigQuery, and visualize in Looker. Use Vertex AI for predictive modeling and streaming pipelines. How would you modernize a legacy Java application in GCP? Refactor into microservices, deploy with GKE or Cloud Run, migrate data to Cloud SQL or Spanner, externalize config with Secret Manager, and enable CI/CD with Cloud Build. How do you design a multi-tenant SaaS app in GCP? Use Cloud Run or GKE for multi-tenant workloads, Firestore or Bigtable for partition data, and Cloud Identity Azure AD Federation for authentication. Enforce per-tenant quotas via API Gateway. How would you implement secure remote work solutions in GCP? Provide access via BeyondCorp Enterprise, Zero Trust, enforce MFA with Cloud Identity, protect apps with IAP, and secure desktops with Chrome Enterprise plus VDI solutions. How would you optimize GCP for a healthcare application? Ensure HIPAA compliance with Cloud Healthcare API, encrypt data with CME, use BigQuery for analytics, and deploy AI models via Vertex AI for diagnostics. How do you support gaming workloads on GCP? Deploy game servers on GKE or Compute Engine, manage player data with Firestore or Bigtable, deliver assets via Cloud CDN, and enable real-time analytics with Pub or Sub plus BigQuery. How would you implement multi-cloud with GCP? Use Anthos for managing workloads across GCP, AWS, and Azure. Leverage Terraform for IAC and use Interconnect plus VPN for hybrid networking. How do you design a backup and archival solution in GCP? Use Cloud Backup and DR for VMS and DBS, Cloud Storage Archive tier for compliance, and automate policies with lifecycle management rules. How would you build a fraud detection system in GCP? Stream transactions into pub or sub, process via Dataflow, apply ML models in Vertex AI, store flagged events in Bigtable, and visualize with Looker. How would you design a smart city platform in GCP? Use IoT ingestion, pub or sub, digital twin modeling with Bigtable or Firestore, analytics in BigQuery, dashboards in Looker, and AI insights with Vertex AI for traffic, energy, and safety optimization. What is Anthos? Anthos is Google's hybrid and multi-cloud platform for managing applications across on-prem, GCP, AWS, and Azure. It integrates GKE, config management, and service mesh for consistency. How does Anthos differ from Kubernetes alone? While Kubernetes handles container orchestration, Anthos extends it with multi-cloud management, policy enforcement, security controls, and observability, simplifying operations at enterprise scale. What is confidential computing in GCP? Confidential computing encrypts data not only at rest and in transit, but also in use, using hardware-based trusted execution environments, TEES. It protects sensitive workloads like healthcare or finance. What is Google Distributed Cloud GDC? GDC is a portfolio of hardware and software solutions that extend GCP services to edge locations and on-prem environments, supporting low latency and regulatory use cases. What is the difference between GDC Edge and GDC Hosted? GDC Edge runs GCP services close to users, like 5G retail manufacturing. GDC Hosted runs GCP software fully disconnected from the internet for sovereign or highly regulated environments. What is carbon intelligent computing in GCP? Google shifts non-urgent compute tasks to data centers powered by renewable energy in real time. This reduces carbon footprint and aligns with Google's sustainability goals. How does GCP support sustainability? GCP runs on 100% renewable energy, provides carbon footprint dashboards, and offers sustainable workloads through resource optimization and green data centers. What is Google Quantum AI? It's Google's research and cloud-based service for quantum computing. Quantum AI explores algorithms, error correction, and offers tools for scientists to experiment with quantum processors. How does GCP prepare for AI-driven cloud operations, AIOps? GCP integrates AI into cloud monitoring, recommender, and SCC, providing anomaly detection, automated scaling, predictive alerts, and self-healing infrastructure capabilities. What is the role of Vertex AI in the future of GCP? Vertex AI centralizes ML operations, ML oops, making AI deployment faster, more scalable, and trustworthy. It positions GCP as a leader in enterprise AI platforms. How does GCP support industry-specific clouds? GCP offers solutions for verticals. Healthcare, API, FHIR support. Retail, AI-powered personalization. Financial services, fraud detection, compliance. Media, scalable video workflows. What is Google Sovereign Cloud? A sovereign cloud ensures customer data and operations remain within specific jurisdictions, complying with local regulations and data sovereignty requirements. What is multi-cloud API management in GCP? Through Apigee and Anthos, GCP enables unified API management across AWS, Azure, and on-prem, ensuring consistent governance in multi-cloud architectures. How does AI impact the future of GCP? AI is central to GCP's strategy, with Vertex AI, AutoML, TensorFlow Enterprise, and explainable AI driving innovation. GCP aims to be the go-to platform for applied AI. What is BeyondCorp Enterprise? BeyondCorp Enterprise is Google's zero-trust security model. It secures apps and data by enforcing identity, device, and context-based access instead of relying on VPNs. What are sovereign controls for GCP customers? Sovereign controls provide encryption key ownership, CMEK/EKM, access approval, and audit visibility to meet strict national or regional compliance laws. What is the future of networking in GCP? GCP is investing in global edge networks, 5G partnerships, private fiber expansion, and programmable networking to enhance low-latency services and edge computing. How does GCP support Web3 and blockchain workloads? GCP offers blockchain node engine, supports smart contract development, and integrates with BigQuery for on-chain data analytics. What is the role of AI ethics in GCP's future? Google enforces responsible AI principles, fairness, transparency, privacy, and accountability, ensuring GCP AI services align with ethical use and compliance standards. Where is GCP heading in the next decade? GCP's focus will be on AI-first cloud services, multi-cloud leadership via Anthos, sustainability, sovereign cloud compliance, quantum computing, and industry-tailored solutions, making it a next-gen enterprise platform. You've just completed 200 Google Cloud Platform interview questions and answers, covering everything from core services to advanced innovations like Anthos, confidential computing, and quantum AI. If this helps sharpen your cloud skills, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Drop your toughest GCP interview question in the comments, and I'll cover it in the next session.